So, in 3, 2, 1 action.
So we realized very many farmers were making a mistake when it comes now to poultry farming, and they didn't know how to do it in the right manner. That's why we introduce now the learning modules. In the learning modules, poultry farming is very wide, and that's why we normally train farmers on poultry farming models. When we talk of poultry farming models, we talk on the ways in which a farmer can be able to make money in poultry farming. For example, the people who are in poultry feed manufacturing, that is one poultry model. People who are selling all the equipments, like the feeders, the drinkers, the cages, that is another poultry farming models. The people who assist farmers in the construction of poultry houses, that's another different models. Then we have the people who now brood and sell the chicks, that's a different model. So the models are very many. So what normally happens, we narrow down to customer specific or to farmer specific to ensure that every farmer might be able now to learn about poultry farming in a simple manner. So we came up with these modules where every farmer can be able to implement the same in the most simplest manner, where we do now the audio visual training now on our TikTok pages, where now we have done very different modules on poultry farming, like in brooding. When you tell a farmer in brooding, maybe you need now to buy this multivitamin, which you need to mix in this manner, very many farmers end up doing the wrong thing. So we realized when we do it in a video format and an audio format, it is easier for farmer to see and copy and implement the same in the poultry farm and be able to succeed. So farmers, what really happens in your farms is that now, and where we have reached now, we are not focusing on selling and leaving the farmer to languish now and get losses in their investment. We are a one poultry stop shop where we work with the farmer from the beginning out of the time we are going now to go with the farmer up to the market. And this is what normally happens. We combined all these aspects now in one roof so that every farmer might be able to get that in a simple manner. The first department we have is the construction department. We realized very many farmers, they lacked knowledge about the right poultry structures, how they need to build the right poultry house. Because if you build a poultry house in the wrong format, what really happens is that you are going now to have some diseases in your poultry farm, which may end up wiping your whole poultry farm. For example, if you build your poultry house like my office here where I'm sitting now, you realize you may end up getting some disease like chronic respiratory infection, which might wipe your flock in a minute. So in the construction department, we offer guidance and we have also trained our engineers who assist us now in the construction of the poultry structures for farmers to ensure that they deliver the best now to farmers, to ensure that they don't make an investment mistake when it comes now to poultry house construction. We look, number one, on the safety of the birds. Number two, we look on the affordability, and number three, we look on the affordability of the materials now which the client is going to use. What normally happens when you are a new farmer, we normally advise you the kind of poultry house you are going to construct. Then we normally issue you through our construction department with our terms of reference and their quotation, which will act as a roadmap. The importance of these terms of reference is to give you an overview of how the poultry house will look like. It's just a structural description of the poultry house for you to understand this is the poultry house I want in this size, this height. I want the floor to be made in this manner, and you'll be able now to get the right thing. Then after we give you, we normally do a site visit so that we may ascertain and also advise further so that we may be able to know what is the best type of poultry house you are going to construct and how are we going to construct it. Then from that, we normally allow you as the farmer to procure the construction materials. Then we normally have you in our plan. Then we dispatch the team now to the ground to come and do now the poultry house to ensure that you get it right from the beginning. The next thing we normally do after the construction is now what we normally call now the next curriculum is the pre-brooding training, where now we train the farmer what is required before the chicks arrive. Before you even think of purchasing the chicks, are there some preparation you need to do? Yes, they are there. And I normally advise farmers not to invest blindly. make sure you learn about these pre-brooding practices before you even think of investing even a single shilling. This is what normally happens. In our curriculum, we are prepared now the pre-brooding training. In the pre-brooding training, we normally train the farmer on how to make the brooder. In our curriculum, in summary, we normally tell a farmer, this is how the brooder looks like. You buy now the plywood, you cut into halves, make a circular or oval brooder. The reason we are making it circular or oval is to prevent now the birds, because they are young, in case the temperature in the brooder goes down, we prevent them from rushing out to one corner, which might end up now the birds start bleeding and they are going to die and the farmer is going to make a mistake. So we advise you to make the brooder. The second process, we advise you to disinfect. Buy a disinfectant, make sure you spray, you make now the foot bath, and after the disinfection, what follows now is the wood shavings. And very many farmers, they don't differentiate between the wood shavings and the sawdust. Most of the times, the farmers buy the sawdust. Then after they buy the sawdust, what normally happens, the birds might eat the sawdust, then they end up dying. You input now wood shavings. These are the big chips now, which we now input. Then we also disinfect again. Then we normally allow you to cover the wood shavings for the first 3 to 4 days. Then after you cover in the first 3 to 4 days, what normally happens, now the brooder is ready. There are some multivitamins we normally advise you to purchase, which you need, because the birds will travel now from our hatchery now to your poultry farm. They will be stressed. Number 2, they will be tired. We normally advise the farmers to buy anti-stress and also buy glucose and the liquid paraffin, which are also important now in the aspect of brooding. And you see these things, they are minor issues, but if you are a farmer and you don't understand them, you can end up in a very big loss because of just omitting one thing. After you purchase those ones, we normally train you on how you're going to mix them and how you're going to administer them. Then from that, the next step now, we normally advise you, the farmer, to start now with the process of preheating the brooder. Because these are young chicks which we hatch artificially, now from our breeder farm to the hatchery to your poultry farm. We normally advise you to preheat the brooder for at least 6 hours before the chicks arrive. And sometimes I advise farmers, you can have a thermometer now in the brooder to monitor the temperature. The temperature should not go below 37 degrees Celsius. We normally ensure, if you don't know how to check, make sure you buy a thermometer. In case the temperature goes below that 7 degrees Celsius, you increase now to be at around that 7, which is now the recommended now for brooding. There is another method. If you don't know how to check the brooding temperature, what normally happens now in this method, you normally observe on the behavior of the chicks now in the brooder. So if the chicks are dispersed in the brooder fully all over, it means now the brooder temperature is at optimal. If you see the chicks now coming together and they are coming together now, it means now the brooder temperature is low and you need now to increase now the brooder temperature. We also advise you as a farmer, also make sure you have now a backup of brooding. If you are using electricity, we have 4 options. You can use the brooder Jiko, you can use the brooder bulb, you can use the brooder bulb or the gas brooder. Have a backup. In case one fails, you have another one. Because just a slight decrease in temperature, you can be able to wipe your whole flock in a single night. And that's why you need us to train you before you even think of investing even a single shilling when it comes now to poultry farming. Because these are very serious aspects which are very crucial and you need to undertake them as a farmer before you even think of bringing the chicken. Then after you preheat the brooder, what follows next? Our team, we normally do our hatching on a weekly basis, which we supply. Our team now is going now to deliver to you. We have a team of experts. They will come and they will also advise further on what you need to do to ensure that they start the journey with you from the brooding to the grower stage up to the time you will need now to sell these chicks. These chicks does not come only the chicks alone. They normally come with a feeding schedule and they come with a vaccination schedule so that you may not be able to make a mistake. You realize one major mistake very many farmers make is lack of knowledge. I've been getting very many questions, farmers asking me, my chicken have this problem. My chicken are having this kind of red poop. My chicken are having this kind of a problem. And the mistake these farmers are making, they don't invest in knowledge. The biggest disease and the biggest challenge in poultry farming is not even the diseases, it's the lack of knowledge. And that's why we have set ourselves as a living laboratory where you can be able to come and then learn hands-on on how you can be able to do the right thing before even you start anything. The reason I'm emphasizing on this is because it's the foundation of any poultry farm. You must be able to understand about poultry housing. You must be able to understand about the pre-brooding. Then after we give you the vaccination schedule, you normally follow it from now, which we do now from our archer. We do the first vaccination, which is the Marex vaccination. Then day 7, you do the first Newcastle. Then day 14, first Guboro. Day 21, second Guboro. Then day 28, you do the second Newcastle. After that, there are 2 vaccines which are very crucial at end of week 5, which is now the fowlpox. Don't administer fowlpox if you don't know. Make sure you engage a qualified vet who knows how to administer it, also to administer on your behalf. Or your request for us, we give you somebody who is going to do on your behalf, an expert, of course. Then we have the one at end of week 7, which is the fall typhoid. Also, it is very crucial. It is an injection. Make sure you get a qualified vet to do the vaccination for typhoid and fowlpox in your poultry farm. Don't make a mistake of saying now I can do it, then you do the wrong thing. Get an expert. On feeding, the chart normally gives you now a brief description of how much feed will I need before even the chicks arrive. You realize when the birds arrive, from our experience, we realize they eat around 20 to 30 grams per day per chick in the first week. And what normally happens as the chicken grows, every week an increase of 5 grams normally increases for the feed intake. You realize in week 2 they are going to consume around that 5 grams, week 3 around 40 grams, week 4 around 45. There is an increase of 5 grams out of the time they are going to reach at point of lay, which is at week 24, for those who want to keep now the chicken to produce eggs. So we normally ensure that we also get the feeding chart so that you may not be able to make a mistake when it comes to poultry farming. We also advise farmers on the kind of poultry equipment they need to invest in. There are some of the best which work the best, and there are others which I don't recommend from my experience as a farmer. I'm now advising you from a farmer perspective, not from something which I've learned or I've had. I've practiced this, and I normally advise the kind of equipment the farmer needs to buy. What normally happens, the same process happens. So it happens now in that manner, where we supply you either the improved Kenyaji breed, which we give at 100 Kenya shillings, of course. And if you need now the commercial layers, the same procedure, we give at 150. And the broilers we also give at 105 Kenya shillings. So we ensure that we will get it right from the beginning now to the end. Don't make a mistake, because NEO-HEN farms, we are here to ensure that you get it right from the beginning up to the end.
Any challenge?
The major challenges I've experienced, especially in poultry farming, I experienced these challenges because I lacked knowledge about them. And that's why I'm keen on them. The major challenge in poultry farming is a lack of knowledge. And when we say lack of knowledge, is lack of knowledge about poultry housing, lack of knowledge about vaccination, lack of knowledge about brooder management, lack of knowledge about even litter management, and lack of knowledge about everything to do with poultry farming. That's the biggest challenge I've ever undergone. Because at one point in time, I lost around 1,000 birds. I lost these birds because I lacked knowledge about vaccination. So Newcastle struck my farm. Then what happened? It wiped all of them. When I learned about how to vaccinate Newcastle, I have never had any encounter with that disease again. So the major challenge is always lack of knowledge. And that's why we advise you as a farmer, make sure you get the knowledge first before you think even of investing a single shilling in poultry farming.
Mm-hmm. How has been this poultry farming of importance to your life?
One thing about poultry farming I'm so passionate about, it has been able to change my life at personal level. Through this poultry farming, I was able to pay for my master's degree, which I finished. And one thing which gives me joy is to see farmers do the right thing and succeed, and see myself impacting the life of very many farmers. Like in our breeder farm, we have around 6 casual workers and the others or assistants when there is work. What gives me more joy in this poultry farming is to see myself through my breeder farm and through my initiative and through the work I'm doing, impacting and changing the lives of people. That is really what gives me now the joy. It has transformed my life, and it's not my life alone. It's transforming the lives of farmers, transforming the lives of the people who are working under me, and transforming the life of very many people who are watching us in our TikTok, NEO-HEN Poultry Bungoma, on our YouTube, NEO-HEN Poultry. I see myself transforming their lives, and that is something which gives me a lot of satisfaction. One thing we are seriously working on, we have acquired 1 acre of land. We want to come up with a living laboratory where the farmers are going to learn about poultry farming stage by stage. We will have a small demo of a small poultry house, like a replica of this breeder farm. We will have a small hatchery, a replica of our hatchery, and we will have other small farms where we are going now to add value to our manure to ensure we use it now in crop production. We are also inviting more stakeholders and more experts who are also going to assist us in coming up with this demonstration farm, which will become like a school where farmers and people are willing to start to invest in agriculture can come and learn about poultry farming, about crop production, about dairy, about goat production, which is in our work plan, and we are working towards it to ensure that we come up with it, and farmers will have a place where they can come and learn from one place and be able to implement the same in their poultry farms and do sustainable farming in their farms.
Thank you so much. So how can they reach you? Maybe on social media platforms, your phone number, even though they are seeing this number here, but again they need you to say it.
You can reach to us through number 1. Our phone number is 0717 213 083. 0717 213 083. That's our office number. Number 2, we are doing a lot of trainings on our social media platforms. You can go to TikTok and look for NEO-HEN Poultry Bungoma. You'll be able to see us where we have done a lot of trainings to farmers. You can go to Facebook, NEO-HEN Farms Enterprises. On YouTube, we are doing the longer version of training with the videos over 10 minutes to train farmers further on poultry farming. You can get us on YouTube, NEO-HEN Poultry Farms, and you'll be able to learn more about poultry farming, which is going to assist you as you plan to expand or to launch your poultry farm.
Any other advice to your fellow farmers, poultry farmers? Any advice to them?
My advice to my fellow poultry farmers is to continuously improve on learning, because the reason we are running at losses at some point is because we are rigid maybe on certain kind of technology which was adapted like 20 years ago, and you realize now in 2025 is not applying. So let's continuously improve on ourselves. To my fellow youth, if you are outside there, you don't know what to do, and you have your very little money, even 10,000, you can start your poultry farming. The only thing you need, make sure you have a place where you're going to start keeping the chicken. Then make sure you can start with 50 birds, around 5,000. You can buy 1 bag of chicken mash, around that 600, and the multivitamins, and at least 1 bag of charcoal. Then you'll be able to start your journey. Then you'll start now marketing your products slowly by slowly as you go now to the market. If you need any of those products or any of our services, we will be glad to assist you launch your poultry farm and work with you step by step until you become competent